Yes, so welcome to the class once again, students. And we are going to discuss again heart in today's class. Heart में हम लोग आज पढ़ने वाले हैं very interesting topic that how the heart works or how there is a circulation of a blood in the heart, है ना? In the previous class we have discussed that structure of heart, किस तरह से heart का structure होता है, heart का outer layer क्या है, then it is divided. If I am talking about human heart, है ना, human heart की बात करें, so it is divided into 4 chambers. Right, left, yes, upper two is auricles or atrium, lower two are ventricles. फिर ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड कहाँ आता है, लेफ्ट साइड ऑफ हार्ट में. डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड आएगा राइट साइड ऑफ हार्ट में. ऑल दिस थिंग्स, द डिफरेंट वाल्व्स विच आर प्रेजेंट, है ना, 4 वाल्व जो रहते हैं वो हमने देखे थे. व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ वाल्व्स. Then also we have seen how the different blood vessels, it comes in the heart through the atrium. Yes, जहाँ से blood अंदर आता है और blood बाहर जाता है ventricles के through. तो कौन सी blood vessels ये blood को लेकर जा रही है. So all these things we have discussed in very detail. If you have anyone of you have missed that class, please go with that class. If possible, I'll share the link of the previous class in the description box. तो आप उससे वो लिंक के थ्रू पहले की क्लास भी देख सकते हो, isn't it? So students, today we are going to discuss the working of heart or the circulation of blood which takes place in the heart. Okay, so listen this carefully. I am going to explain you from this figure only. If you want, you can write it down later on, but just first listen carefully. Now if I talk about working of heart or the circulation there, so the circulation of blood in a heart, students, it is due to mainly the contraction and relaxation of the auricles and ventricles, है ना. ऑरिकल्स और वेंट्रिकल्स के कॉन्ट्रैक्शन और रिलैक्सेशन के कारण ही जो आपका सर्कुलेशन हो रहा है ब्लड का हार्ट में, इट इज मेनली ड्यू टू दैट ओनली. So auricles and ventricles, students, they do not contract or relax at the same time. Remember this thing. आप बोलोगे कि क्या पूरा हार्ट एक साथ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो रहा है और एक साथ रिलैक्स हो रहा है. वी फील लाइक दैट ना, वी हर्ड इट लाइक दिस, बट नो, इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट. क्या होता है, पहले ऑरिकल्स रिलैक्स होगा, यस, उसके बाद ऑरिकल्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है, उस समय में वेंट्रिकल रिलैक्स रहेगा, फिर वेंट्रिकल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होगा. इस तरह से this process is going on. So remember that the auricles and the ventricles, they do not contract at the same time. Okay, एक बार relax एक साथ हो जाएंगे, that I will tell you, but yes, they will not contract at the same time. So now how this takes place. Okay, so first of all, as you can see here, the figure of heart is there. So we will explain from here only. Yeah, so this is the aorta. We know this is the aorta. Now this is the pulmonary artery. You can see the lungs is given. यहाँ पे lungs दिया है, यानी यहाँ पे lungs से blood इसके थ्रू अंदर आ रहा है एंड हार्ट में से इसके थ्रू lungs बाहर जा रहा है. अब ये क्या है, you all know that this is the pulmonary vein which is bringing the blood inside the heart, and this is the pulmonary artery which is taking out the blood from the heart to the lungs. Okay, so always remember, सबसे पहले आप याद रखोगे कि ऑरिकल्स या एट्रियम में जो लेफ्ट साइड है, लेफ्ट एट्रियम, it is going to receive what? It is going to receive the oxygenated blood, isn't it? And right atrium, it is going to receive deoxygenated blood. ये चीज आपकी क्लियर हो जानी चाहिए. या इफ यदि ये चीज आपकी क्लियर है तो हम शुरू करते हैं कि किस तरह से आपका सर्कुलेशन होगा. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल स्टूडेंट्स, द ब्लड फ्रॉम द पल्मोनरी वेन, यस, इट कम्स इनटू द लेफ्ट एट्रियम, दैट इज द ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड. उसी के साथ साथ राइट एट्रियम में कहाँ से आएगा, इट इज कमिंग फ्रॉम द वेना केवा, isn't it? Superior and inferior vena cava से blood आएगा. So when the blood is poured into the atrium, at that time ये जो atrium है, they are in a relaxed state. If it is a relax, that means हम बोलते हैं diastole है. isn't it? Then when the blood is filled, जब blood पूरा fill हो जाएगा आपका atrium में, तो pressure develop होगा atrium में, and because of the pressure that is developed, the blood from the atrium, pressure develop होने के कारण क्या होगा, ये जो valve है आपका atrioventricular valve है, that is by mitral valve और bicuspid valve and tricuspid valve, ये खुल जाएगा. Yes, it will be open because there will be a pressure which will be developed in the atrium and the blood will enter into the ventricles. ये नहीं कब होता है, क्योंकि प्रेशर डेवलप हो रहा है एट्रियम में, अब एट्रियम it will contracts so that there will be an atrial systole. So atrium contracts once the blood is filled in the atrium, so the blood from the atrium flows or it comes into the ventricles. I hope this is clear. जब ब्लड वेंट्रिकल में आ गया तो एट्रियम अभी आपका खाली होने पे आ रहा है, सो द प्रेशर इन द एट्रियम फॉल्स. अब एट्रियम हो जाएगा रिलैक्स स्टेट में, और जैसे जैसे ब्लड आपका वेंट्रिकल में फिल होते जा रहा है, द प्रेशर इट विल डेवलप इन द वेंट्रिकल. ओके, तो जब आपका एट्रियल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हो रहा था उस समय में वेंट्रिकल आपका रिलैक्स स्टेट में था. Yes, it will be in a diastole state. But once the blood comes in the ventricles, that is after the atrial systole, yes, the blood comes into the ventricles, and when the blood is filled in the ventricles, the pressure in the ventricles develop, and because of that pressure, the blood goes out of the ventricle. अब ventricles contract हो गए. I hope this is clear. So once the blood from the auricle or the atrium is filled into the ventricle, the pressure starts to develop there in the ventricle and the auricles at that time becomes relaxed. When the pressure in the ventricle rises, अब क्या हो गया, यहाँ पे प्रेशर डेवलप होना शुरू कर दिया वेंट्रिकल्स में, तो अब ब्लड कहाँ जाएगा, ब्लड जाएगा बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेशर ब्लड विल गो फॉरवर्ड, है ना, आगे जाने की कोशिश करेगा. नाउ रिमेंबर स्टूडेंट्स, जब व्हेन द ब्लड वाज कमिंग फ्रॉम द ऑरिकल्स टू द वेंट्रिकल, दिस वाल्व्स वर ओपन, द एट्रियोवेंट्रिकुलर वाल्व. लेकिन एज द प्रेशर इन द वेंट्रिकल डेवलप्स, दिस एवी वाल्व्स गेट क्लोज्ड. क्यों क्लोज हो रहे हैं, क्योंकि इट इज पॉसिबल दैट बिकॉज ऑफ द हाई प्रेशर ये ब्लड फिर से वेंट्रिकल से एट्रियम की तरफ चला जाए, because the pressure is more in the ventricle, है ना, तो higher to lower concentration में कभी भी कोई चीज जाती है, we know this thing. So this is possible. So to prevent that backflow of the blood, the atrioventricular valve gets closed. कब, when the pressure arises in the ventricle. Yeah. So when the pressure reaches high, the ventricles will contract, the atrioventricular valve are closed. So now the semilunar valve, that is जो aortic valve और pulmonary valve जो थे, yes, they will get open. I hope this is clear. You remember in the last class I have told you about the chordae tendineae and the papillary muscles also, है ना. तो ये जो chordae tendineae जो atrioventricular valve में attached रहता है, yes, through this papillary muscles, this chordae tendineae क्या करता है, it will hold the flap of the AV valves, yes, and it prevent the overturning of the valve into the atria. उसको valve को ऐसे रखेगा ताकि वो valve close रहेंगे और blood आपका ventricle से atrium में नहीं जाएगा. जबकि क्या करेगा blood, now this blood it will enter from the ventricles. When the ventricles it will contract, समझ लो, if I talk about the right ventricle, where it will enter into the pulmonary artery. यहाँ पे pulmonary artery में जाएगा and from there it will enter into the lungs. And from the left ventricle it will go into the aorta, students, and from the aorta it will go out into the different parts of the body. So this is how the heart is working. Yes, अब जो ब्लड वेंट्रिकल से पूरा खाली हो गया, बाहर निकल गया, yes, राइट वेंट्रिकल से पल्मोनरी आर्टरी के थ्रू लंग्स में चला गया और लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से एओर्टा के थ्रू आपके बॉडी में चला गया. ओके, सो वेंट्रिकल का प्रेशर भी कम हो जाएगा. isn't it? So when the pressure in the ventricle starts to decrease, again what happens, this semilunar valve, यहाँ पे जो valve थे aortic valve और आपका pulmonary valve, ये भी close हो जाएंगे. क्यों close हो जाएंगे? Again to prevent the backflow. It is possible ना कि aorta से blood वापस से ventricle में चले जाए या pulmonary artery से blood वापस से ventricle में चले जाए. So to avoid that, this valves, yes, they will also get closed. Now listen, at this time what is there? आपका सेमिलुनर वाल्व भी क्लोज है, आपका एट्रियोवेंट्रिकुलर वाल्व भी क्लोज है. तो ये समय में चारों वाल्व एक साथ क्लोज रहते हैं. Yes, and this time the ventricle now it gets relaxed. Got it? So this एक बार ventricle relax हो गया, so हम बोलेंगे कि this completes the one cycle of the circulation. समझ में आया? We have started with the atrium which was in a relaxed state. When the blood comes, the atrium then contracts, yes, and the blood flows into the ventricles which was in the relaxed state. जब blood ventricles में आएगा, now the ventricles, the pressure develops and ventricles get contract. At that time atrium is in a relaxed state. Okay, when the blood moves out of the ventricles also get relaxed. For a fraction of time, students, both atrium and the ventricle, they both will be at a relaxed state. कुछ seconds के लिए, but yes, they are together in a relaxed state for some time. I'll tell you that also later on. But I hope this is clear how the heart works. This I have told you in very short actually. Because what happens, if we see your syllabus और अभी के आपके क्लास के हिसाब से according to your 10th standard and 9th standard, if you know this much, I think this is sufficient. There is little bit deeper there also, the timings and all, but it is not needed for you. In a higher class you can go with that. Okay, so just remember this is how the heart works. I hope this is very much clear. So I try to explain you with a flow chart also. Just a minute. Yes, so we'll take I think black color only. Yeah, so we'll make a flow chart there, students, that how it works. So I can say that auricles at rest, yes, then the blood enters auricles, isn't it? After that what happens? As the blood enters the auricles, high pressure develops, as blood fills the auricle. So because of the pressure that is developed in the auricles, what happened? There is an auricular systole or atrial systole. I hope now you know what is auricle and atrial. They both are same है ना, आपको यहाँ confusion नहीं होना चाहिए. अब atrial systole जब होता है, so उसके बाद में क्या होता है? The pressure develops as blood fills in the auricle. It causes atrial systole. So now this AV valve opens. Yes. At this time, the ventricle is at what? Ventricle is at diastole. Okay, ventricle जब relax हो रहा है, ventricle at relax state. Okay, so blood enters now, or blood flows from auricles into ventricles. ठीक है. Now as blood enters the ventricles, what happen? Now the atria relaxes. Yes, and pressure in the ventricle increases. Pressure in ventricle increases as blood fills there. Okay. Now because of the pressure, now ventricular systole it will be there. When the ventricular systole is there, at that time AV valve get closed. Yes. And what happens? The semilunar valves get opened. And because of that, now blood goes out from the ventricles. Blood goes out through ventricles. Out यानी कहाँ जाएगा? We can say that from left ventricle to the body cells through aorta. Yes, and from right ventricle it will go to the lungs. I hope this is clear. इस तरह से आपका you can say this heart is, or the working of heart is done, or the circulation of blood is done, and how the auricles and the ventricles they are going for contraction and relaxation. I hope this is clear. वन मोर वे, एक और चीज, एक और ढंग है जिससे हम ये कर सकते हैं. ये वाले फ्लो चार्ट से आपको ये समझ में आया कि ऑरिकल्स कब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है, वेंट्रिकल्स कब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट होता है, और वाल्व किस तरह से क्लोज होते हैं, है ना. दूसरा फ्लो चार्ट हम ड्रॉ करेंगे जिससे मैं आपको बताऊंगी कि किस तरह से लेफ्ट साइड से राइट साइड में और किस तरह से ब्लड पूरी तरह से फ्लो हो रहा है. दिस इज ऑल्सो वेरी यूजफुल. आई थिंक दिस विल बी अंडरस्टूड. ओके, आई कैन मेक, या we will make here this chart. So you can see here students, what happens first of all, as I told you that the oxygenated blood, we can make lungs को हम center बना सकते हैं. Yes, we can make lungs as a center. From this lungs, okay, if I take blue and red color only, suppose we take oxygenated and deoxygenated blood with the different colors. Come on, we'll take that red color. So this is as oxygenated blood. Yeah, this oxygenated blood from the lungs, it enters the, कहाँ enter करेगा? It enters the pulmonary vein. Now from the pulmonary vein वो कहाँ आ रहा है? It is coming into the left atrium, isn't it? From left atrium it will go into the left ventricle. अब लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से कहाँ जाएगा? एओर्टा में जाएगा, और एओर्टा से वो जाएगा कहाँ? बाहर निकलेगा आर्टीरियोल्स में. आई कैन से आर्टरीज, उसके बाद आर्टीरियोल्स, देन कैपिलरीज, isn't it? कैपिलरीज के बाद में आप बोलोगे इट इज गोइंग टू all parts of body. Am I right? After going there, there will be exchange. Yes, there will be exchange of gases in the cell में exchange of gases होगा और वहां से now कौन सा ब्लड आएगा? Now there will be deoxygenated blood. Yes, now we can say that now it will be the deoxygenated blood. Yes, it enters through the capillaries only, I can say. Capillaries में जाएंगे. From the capillaries to the veins, then venules. Yes, from the venules I can say it goes to where? Right atrium or vena cava. Yes, vena cava में जाएगा. And then to the right atrium. Am I right? अब राइट एट्रियम में जाने के बाद क्या होगा? अगेन फ्रॉम द राइट एट्रियम द ब्लड मूव्स टू द राइट वेंट्रिकल. From the right ventricle it will go to the pulmonary. I will make from here. So from right ventricle it will go to the pulmonary artery. Yes, and from pulmonary artery again it reaches here to the lungs for oxygenation, है ना? It is going to the lungs for oxygenation. I hope this is clear. यहाँ तक सभी को समझ में आया? This is how it works. I just erase this and we can add to a few things here, like yes, when it is coming from the pulmonary vein to the left atrium, this is through the pulmonary vein only. Left atrium से left ventricle जाएगा तो आपका mitral valve open होगा. फिर लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से एओर्टा में जाएगा तो एओर्टिक वॉल्व ओपन होगा, है ना? Now here the exchange will take place. Then from the vena cava it is coming into the right atrium to right ventricle. Here it will be your tricuspid valve. And here it is going in from the pulmonary artery, so there will be pulmonary valve. And then it is going to the lungs. Yes, ये आपका deoxygenated blood हो गया, lungs में गया और oxygenated blood lungs से बाहर आया. और किस तरह से the complete cycle takes place. I hope this is clear. We can write here this is deoxygenated blood. Yes, so this is one cycle which completes. Yes, this is one cycle. इस तरह से ये पूरा cycle आपका होता है for the circulation of blood. I hope now this is clear. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? आप इसको because there was a little less space, आप इसको एक cycle के तरह आपकी copy में draw कर सकते हो. And if you get this thing ना, no need to write all the points. आपको इसी से सारा समझ में आ गया. आपने exam के पहले ये देख लिया. You now know everything, isn't it? So try to make a habit of making flow charts when you are preparing your notes. Believe me students, it is very easy to remember and to memorize it. Got it students? So I think this is what we have done is the working of heart. Now the next thing that we are going to discuss is what? It is what is blood or the double circulation. आपने पढ़ा होगा about the double circulation, so we will discuss now what is double circulation. Double circulation that means दो बार circulation होना, यानी blood when it flows twice in the heart. Yes, before it completes one full round. जैसे हमने अभी यहीं पर देखा है, एक पूरा चक्कर मारने से पहले blood दो बार हार्ट घूमता है ना? ये एक आपका ऑक्सीजनेटेड साइकिल हो रहा है, एक डीऑक्सीजनेटेड हो रहा है. इसके अलावा not as an oxygenated and deoxygenated, we can see that one it is going through the heart and lungs के बीच में exchange हो रहा है, और दूसरा exchange हो रहा है heart और body cells के बीच में, isn't it? So this because in one cycle it is moving twice through the heart, so we call it as a double circulation. Okay, so one full round has two type of blood circulation. एक होता है pulmonary circulation और दूसरा होता है systemic circulation. Yes, so इसी को हम बोलते हैं, this is what is called as double circulation, students. Okay, so again I am repeating, what is double circulation? When the blood flows twice in the heart before it completes one full round. Yes, we call it as a double circulation. This double circulation is seen in generally human, isn't it? Or some I can say amphibians, reptiles, ले सकते हैं, can we take like that? Actually this body temperature of reptiles, amphibians, we can say that it depends on the temperature of surrounding. Can we say that? Yeah, actually, isn't it? If I am talking about the mammals, can I say that? Come on, you can think about it. Can we say that the reptiles and amphibians, they show the double circulation? क्या उनके हार्ट 4 चेम्बर्ड रहते हैं? Generally, they don't have the 4 chambered heart. They have 3 chambered heart. Yes. If you take fish को तो सिर्फ 2 chambered heart रहता है. Humans have 4 chambered heart, and that's why we give or we show the double circulation. Okay, so that it is seen by the humans actually, we can say that. So why this is so? क्यों ये double circulation होता है? That also is a big question, isn't it? Why the double circulation is needed? So why this double circulation is needed? Students, this double circulation, as I told you, it is observed in the animals with a high energy needs. जिसको ज़्यादा energy needs की ज़रूरत होती है, वैसे animals double circulation show करते हैं, just like mammals as well as birds. You will not see the double circulation in reptiles or amphibians. Got it? You can see the double circulation again in animals with a high energy needs. Now why? क्यों high energy needs पे ऐसे animals को double circulation की ज़रूरत पड़ेगी? Because students, in double circulation what we have seen, we can see that the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood, it is separated. Yes, this double circulation make it separated, do not allow them to mix. Yeah, such separation, ये separations के कारण क्या होता है? It allows a highly efficient supply of oxygen to the body for energy needs. Now we know why the circulation and all is there. This is to get the energy. है ना? जब ऑक्सीजन आपका सेल्स में जाएगा तो क्या होता है? It is breaking the food and from there we get energy. We have studied this in respiration. So ये सारी चीजें जो हो रही है, हम ऑक्सीजन ब्लड सेल्स में, बॉडी सेल्स में क्यों पहुंचा रहा है? To get the energy. So if this separation is there, proper separation हो रहा है कि oxygenated blood अलग से जा रहा है, deoxygenated blood उसका काम कर रहा है. So what happens? ये जो process है वो efficient हो जाएगा. There will be an efficient supply of oxygen to the cells, and because of that you will get a good energy there. Okay, so animal with high energy needs constantly use this energy to maintain their body temperature. ये एनर्जी से हम क्या करते हैं? हम हमारा बॉडी टेम्परेचर मेंटेन करते हैं. डू वी एडजस्ट अवर बॉडी टेम्परेचर? क्या हमको सराउंडिंग पे डिपेंड करना पड़ता है कि सराउंडिंग बाहर में ठंडा है तो हमारी बॉडी भी ठंडी हो जाएगी, बाहर बहुत गर्मी है तो हमारी बॉडी भी गर्मी हो जाएगी? नो. इन केस ऑफ मैमल्स और बर्ड्स व्हाट हैपेंस? आवर बॉडी टेम्परेचर इज मेंटेन्ड. इफ बाहर यदि ठंडी है तो ऐसा उसका मतलब ये नहीं है our body temperature, it will be maintained, it will be warm only, isn't it? Why? Because to maintain this we need the energy, and this high energy can be available to us. We can achieve this high energy because of this double circulation, because of this separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood there. I hope this is clear. So that's why this double circulation is very much necessary and very much needed. Whereas if I say the reptiles and amphibians, ये ऐसे animals हैं where the body temperature depends on the temperature of the surrounding or the environment. Yes, such type of animal, students, they do not need or they do not use the energy to maintain their body temperature. उनको बॉडी टेम्परेचर मेंटेन करने के लिए एनर्जी की जरूरत नहीं है, सो दे विल नॉट नीड मच एनर्जी. Mammals, they maintain the body temperature, that's why they need that much extra energy, isn't it? But the reptiles and amphibians, they will not need this, and they can tolerate they can tolerate some mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood also. Okay, similarly fishes also have two chambers only, from where the the oxygenated blood goes directly to the rest of the body. Okay, students? So this is why the double circulation is needed. So we will discuss now what is pulmonary circulation and what is systemic circulation in this double circulation. Okay, two types of blood circulation as I told you. First is the pulmonary circulation. अब pulmonary circulation में क्या होता है? What can you see here? The circulation of blood from right ventricles through pulmonary artery, lungs and back to the left ventricle through pulmonary veins. Again I am repeating it, what I am written. The circulation of blood from, just a minute, yeah. The circulation of blood from right ventricles through the pulmonary artery, lungs and back to the left atrium. यानी ऊपर की साइड का. यस, राइट वेंट्रिकल से बाहर निकल रहा पल्मोनरी आर्टरी के थ्रू ब्लड, फिर लंग्स में पहुंच रहा, लंग्स से वो ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड हो जाएगा. यस, एंड देन इट कम्स बैक टू द लेफ्ट एट्रियम थ्रू द पल्मोनरी वेन. इसको हम बोलते हैं पल्मोनरी सर्कुलेशन. यानी आई कैन से द सर्कुलेशन बिटवीन, in a very simple way we can say circulation between हार्ट एंड लंग्स. आप याद रखो, इसीलिए नाम पल्मोनरी सर्कुलेशन दिया है. अब हार्ट और लंग्स के बीच में जो सर्कुलेशन होता है तो शुरू कहाँ से होगा? क्योंकि लंग्स में तो डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड जाता है. सो डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड कहाँ से निकलेगा? हार्ट से, राइट वेंट्रिकल से निकलेगा, है ना. फिर लंग्स में जाएगा और लंग्स में वो ऑक्सीजनेटेड हो जाएगा, वहां पर एक्सचेंज होगा थ्रू द एल्वियोलाई और ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड बन के बाहर निकलेगा लंग से, और वो कहाँ अंदर आएगा? वो लेफ्ट एट्रियम से अंदर आएगा. Isn't it? So this is what is called as your pulmonary circulation. Again I am repeating, or I'll explain you, like when the right ventricle, students, contract, the deoxygenated blood, it will be pumped. Where कहाँ पे pumped होगा? It will be pumped into the pulmonary arteries. Yes, अब ये पल्मोनरी आर्टरीज आगे जाके डिवाइड होती है स्मॉलर आर्टरीज में, और छोटी छोटी आर्टरीज में डिवाइड होगी, एंड देन इनटू द आर्टीरियोल्स, और छोटी, मोर स्मॉलर, एंड देन इनटू द कैपिलरीज. ओके, ब्लड फ्रॉम दिस पल्मोनरी कैपिलरीज, इट पासेस थ्रू द एयर पॉकेट्स. एयर पॉकेट्स मीन्स एल्वियोलाई, वी नो दैट, है ना. वहां से पास होगा जहां पर there will be exchange of gases, it will take place, and now the oxygenated blood, it will be taken back to the left atrium through the pulmonary vein from the lungs. ठीक है, इस तरह से हम बोलेंगे कि this is what is called as your pulmonary circulation. So we can write the pulmonary circulation in this way if you want. Again I will हम लोग उसको लिखेंगे. So how we can write here? I'll just change the color. You can write like this: deoxygenated blood, from right ventricle. राइट वेंट्रिकल से कहाँ जा रहा है? इट विल गो टू द, बाहर निकलेगा थ्रू द पल्मोनरी आर्टरी, isn't it? So pulmonary artery, ये पल्मोनरी आर्टरी और डिवाइड होगी और वो डिवाइड होगी छोटे छोटे आर्टरीज में. सो इट विल डिवाइड इनटू स्मॉलर आर्टरीज. Yes. Now these arteries will be divided into arterioles. और ये arterioles divide होगी more smaller capillaries. Okay. अब ये capillaries कहाँ जाएगी? It will go to the air pockets of lung. जहाँ पर क्या होता है? Where the exchange of gases it will take place. एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस होने से क्या होगा? अब ये डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड क्या हो जाएगा? ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड हो जाएगा, है ना. कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड इट विल बी गिवन आउट एंड ऑक्सीजन इट विल बी टेकन इन. So it becomes an oxygenated blood. Now this oxygenated blood again enters the capillaries. Capillaries से कहाँ जाएगी? It will go to the venules. From venules it will move into the small veins. Small veins से वो जाएगा students pulmonary vein. I can say yes, pulmonary vein, and from the pulmonary vein we can say it will enter into where? It will enter into the left atrium. Yes, it will enter into the left atrium. So it has started from right ventricle and it is completing to the left ventricle. What is this? This is your pulmonary circulation. I hope this is very much clear. What is it? It is your pulmonary circulation. If you will remember like this, it is very simple to remember. A very simple way to remember, if it is pulmonary, that means it is related or it is between your heart and lungs, है ना. Now the next is your systemic circulation. Systemic circulation, it is a major circulation in the body, students. Okay, the circulation of a blood from left ventricle. Okay, from left ventricle through the aorta, then arteries and to the various parts of the body, and then back to the right atrium through the vena cava. Yes, this is called as a systemic circulation. I hope this is clear. ये क्या होता है? Systemic circulation बोला और left ventricle बोला, that means it is, we are talking about oxygenated blood. है ना, left side बोला है ना oxygenated blood. So when the left ventricle contract, जब left ventricle contract करेगा तो ये जो oxygenated blood है, it will pump into the aorta. Yes, now this aorta again divides into what? Small arterioles, है ना, which breaks into meta-arterioles and finally it reaches to the capillaries. Capillaries reach होने के बाद में in the capillaries are going to these are the exchange vessel only. Capillaries कहीं पे भी lungs में जाए या body cells में जाए, they are the exchange vessels. So when the blood enters the capillaries, they reach the tissue cells where the exchange of gases will be taken place, है ना. ऑक्सीजन जो रहेगा वो कैपिलरीज से सेल में जाएगा और सेल से कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड आपका फिर से ब्लड में जाएगा थ्रू द कैपिलरी. सो दिस ऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड विच इज गोइंग टू द सेल्स, नाउ द एक्सचेंज ऑफ गैसेस विल टेक प्लेस एंड द डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड it again comes back into the capillaries, isn't it? Now this capillaries again breaks into the venules, small veins, and finally it enters to the superior and inferior vena cava. Through that it comes in what? It comes into the right atrium. So this is what is called as systemic circulation. So we will write that also. हम उसको भी एक बार लिख लेंगे कि what is systemic circulation. So we can start it with oxygenated blood, students. Oxygenated blood. Then we can say that the oxygenated blood from where we can write here. We can say that if I am talking about, it goes to the left ventricle. From the left ventricle it moves to aorta. Yes, from the aortas it will go to the arterioles. Yes, Then I can say meta-arterioles. Then directly I am writing here capillaries. Yes, from the capillaries it enters the cell and tissues. There what happens? There exchange of gases takes place. So now the blood becomes deoxygenated. डिऑक्सीजनेटेड हो गया ब्लड, उसके बाद में ये डिऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड वापस से कैपिलरीज में जाएगा. यस, कैपिलरीज से वेन्यूल्स में जाएगा, उसके बाद में स्मॉल वेन्स में जाएगा, एंड देन इट एंटर्स वेयर इट एंटर्स द सुपीरियर एंड इंफीरियर वेना केवा. And from vena cava it will enter into the left what or right, it is right again, it will be right atrium. So my systemic circulation starts from left ventricle and it ends at the right atrium. Yes, so this is nothing but what we call as a systemic circulation. This is systemic circulation. I hope now this both type of circulation is very much clear to all of you, what is systemic and what is your pulmonary circulation. आप देख सकते हो यहाँ पे this figure, it is very nicely I have taken this figure. You can see right ventricle से शुरू हो रहा है, pulmonary arteries में blood जाएगा, then pulmonary circulation यानी ये lungs है जहाँ पर आपका alveoli में there will be exchange of gases. Oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out. Now this oxygenated blood it will enter the pulmonary vein and it will come into the where? वहाँ पर left atrium में. Okay, it will enter into the left atrium. So this completes. Can we say that this complete your pulmonary circulation? Yes. If I talk about systemic circulation, it starts from left ventricle, then through the aorta blood goes to the body cells. There again there will be exchange of gases. फिर सेल से जो आपका डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन बाहर निकल जाएगा, सेल में चला जाएगा और सेल का कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड ब्लड में आएगा. सो नाउ दिस डीऑक्सीजनेटेड ब्लड थ्रू द वेना केवा इट विल एंटर योर राइट एट्रियम. So this is your systemic circulation. So the double circulation it includes the pulmonary circulation or systemic circulation. इस तरह से हम इसको बोलेंगे, it is a double circulation. I hope now this double circulation is very much clear to all of you. Students, if you have still any doubt, you can write in a comment box. Yes, or you can also download the Arth Academy app. And if you really like the classes, you can like, share, as well as first of all you should subscribe the channel so that all the classes that I am taking here, you will get the notification time to time and you can watch the classes regularly. Thank you. See you in the next class with more about the circulatory system, little bit more about heart again we will study. So till then all of you all the best and keep learning. Yes, and yes, I am also sharing you the link for the app, the Arth Academy app which is there. You can download this app through the link. So students, bye and take care. Bye bye.